Hey guys, what's going on? It's Carter, and in this video, I'm going to take you through step by step how to set up your own fat loss meal plan so that you can stay consistent and see long-term fat loss results. Before we get into those actionable steps, I want to quickly go over a couple of mistakes that I see on a fairly regular basis that people are making when it comes to planning their meals. The first mistake I see is people buying other people's meal plans. Now, this isn't always an issue, but most of the time, what you're gonna see is somebody, some fitness guru offering a service where for $99 or $200, they create a meal plan for somebody for a month or 2 months or for however long that is, gonna help them lose weight. Now, oftentimes the problem is that this meal plan doesn't often take into account the specific person's schedule, food preferences, food cravings, unique struggles, and ultimately that's what's going to make a meal plan like that unsuccessful. It's not that the person can't eat the foods or whatever. It all comes down to the fact that that way of eating, whether it be the meal schedules, the foods within the meals, or whatever it is just unsustainable. At the end of the day, what's gonna matter most for getting results is being able to stick to your plan. Now, the second mistake I see is whenever people get married to their meal plan. Often what happens is people will either buy a meal plan or create their own meal plan and then stick to it like it's some type of fat loss law, like they're either on their meal plan or they're off their meal plan. Obviously, this becomes troublesome whenever they run into situations where they are going out to dinner with family members or with friends, or they have a business meeting or whatever, and in those situations, they can't stick to their meal plan, and so typically they just say, well, screw it, I'm just gonna go off my meal plan, and then that sort of opens up the possibility for yo-yo dieting and cycling on and off meal plans, and it kind of gets them into that mindset of the all or nothing that I talked about in the last video, where when they're on their meal plan, they're regimented, they're on point, they're being perfect, but as soon as something happens that takes them off their meal plan, they're just total balls to the wall, eat everything in sight until eventually they get either back on the meal plan or they just quit entirely. So those are the two major mistakes that I see people make with meal planning. And so as we go into these steps, just remember that whenever you're creating a meal plan, having that structure can be very beneficial, especially whenever you're living a regimented life of going to work, picking your kids up from school, and whenever things are in place, following a meal plan can be easy. But just remember that there's nothing special about a meal plan that makes it, better than anything else for losing weight. Really, all it is it's helping you structure your meals so that without a doubt that you are consistently eating the right number of calories, the right number of protein, the right types of food to help you achieve your goals. And if a situation comes up where you have to go off your meal plan, it's okay to be flexible and it's okay to change your plans based on your environment. So I'll make this really quick just because whenever you're making a meal plan, it should be quick. And so the first step is to find your calorie and protein targets. Now, I'm not gonna go too far into that in this video. I'm gonna link an article in the description that goes over why I'm gonna give you the numbers that I'm gonna give you. But basically, to get started, you wanna take your goal body weight in pounds and multiply that by 11 or 12. That's gonna give you the number of calories you need to eat to ideally lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. And now the next step is to take your goal body weight in pounds again and multiply that number by 0.7 to 1. And that's going to give you the number of grams of protein that you want to aim for on a day-to-day basis. So that was step one. Step two is to figure out how many meals you want to eat per day. And so the truth is that the number of meals that you're eating per day is pretty much irrelevant. What really matters is your total calorie intake by the end of the day. So if you're somebody who enjoys eating bigger meals, then you're probably going to do well with maybe 3 square meals where you're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or maybe you're having a light breakfast with a normal lunch and a bigger dinner. If you're somebody who enjoys multiple meals throughout the day, then maybe you're somebody who could do 6 smaller meals, or maybe 3 square meals but then 2 snacks. What matters is that however many meals you're having, you're splitting it up so that your calorie targets that we found in the first step fit those meals. And the final step, and this is probably the most fun step, is to start filling those meals with foods that you enjoy, because that's what's gonna be the most important thing here. My biggest rule with my clients and with myself is that we are never eating foods that we don't enjoy. For one, that's not a life worth living. If you're eating foods that you hate, then why would you even do that? You should enjoy what you're eating. But the other benefit is that eating foods that you enjoy is going to make it much, much, much easier to actually stay consistent. You're not going to be dreading your next meal. You're actually going to look forward to what you're eating. So what I recommend doing is Setting up your diet to where most of your food choices are, like I said earlier, coming from whole foods. They're coming from, fruits, vegetables, and all those types of things, but they're focused on the whole foods that you actually enjoy. If you like apples, you should be eating apples. If you hate grapes, don't include grapes. I also recommend including some, quote unquote fun foods like chocolate and ice cream into your diet in moderation. And so figure out, when you crave those things most. So for most people, that's gonna be at night. So if you, include 200 to 300 calories of chocolate or ice cream at night, one benefit is that you're gonna, not have to think about it. And so throughout the day, you're not gonna be craving it the whole time. But the second benefit is that having that small bit, that small treat, every day or every couple of days is really gonna help with, going back to what we talked about earlier, staying consistent. And if you stay consistent, you're gonna get results. So that was it. Those are the 3 easy steps to building a fat loss meal plan. If you need more help, I'm gonna link a second article in the description, which is actually this video written out in a blog post that kind of goes over the same exact steps to building your own meal plan. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.